I'm definitely sick. My lymph node in my armpit was swollen and it hurt yesterday. It still hurts a little bit, but I'm sick. My back still kind of hurts. My legs don't hurt as bad today. I think it might be the Rona. I slept in as much as I could. She has a Usnea, I think is how it's pronounced, tincture that's supposed to be good for being healthy, I guess. And she's like, oh, it should get rid of all the COVID symptoms. But it's a vodka based tincture, so I've basically just been doing like shots of vodka to feel better. So I slept last night because I took a shot of vodka and then went to sleep. They did have music playing, and so I think Sunshine and Gaia were just kind of flowing, grooving, whatever. Oh, I'm very like sneezy today. Then we had breakfast, and then McKenna and Amundi are helping Nate dig a trench. And I was like, I feel like I might actually perish if I try to be digging. So I helped Sunshine in the greenhouse, just like pruning tomatoes, and we found Wormy. She's in the corner of the greenhouse behind a tomato plant. And like Furball was there, so Furball knows that we saw her, but none of us touched her or anything. So I'm really hoping that she just leaves her be there. She's so cute. I want to take a picture, but I feel like if I take a picture, then Furball is gonna be mad and then take her somewhere else. Wormy still lives again, so that's exciting. I feel much better than I did yesterday, but now it's like all right here, and like yesterday was like my whole body, and now it's all right here, so I'm sneezy, my eyes are watering. I have a list of like random things that I wanted to talk about, so I guess I'll just start yapping about those. So one of the things, when we picked up on Monday, she asked about the Camping Create, and she was like, so what all has been created so far? Because if you read the listing for it, it is like, everyone's welcome to come camp on our land and enjoy morning yoga and plant-based meals and just get to like be with the earth and create. And it does sound like there will be not like classes, but like art project type things. And someone is like, oh, what have you created? And Sunshine like paused, and I feel like she realized that there hasn't actually been anything done for Camping Create because no one's actually come for it yet. And she was like, oh, well, we built the roof on the compost toilet, and we made those fences, and McKenna made the address sign. None of which was even at all relevant to Camping Create. That was all just like normal work that had to get done. Gaia is here also, I guess, for Camping Create. So like Monday is here as like a trial for her to just like live here and be part of the community. And so like she's working. Gaia is here for Camping Create. So she's not actually like required to do any work, but you can tell that she's kind of like, oh, like, is there any projects going on? Like, I think she's expecting there to be like art and things to create, and is like confused why none of us are doing anything about that. And I'm just very curious, if they had more people sign up for this, would it be different? Like, would there actually be focus on like creating things, or like would it still just be this ridiculous, because like Gaia like doesn't know what to do with herself, and she's like helping, but like I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to go dig a trench if I'm not even here to work. She literally is like, oh, are there projects going on? And we're like, well, yes, but not like what you think. The other thing is that Monday has made multiple comments about my work ethic, and it's been making me like reflect a little bit, because I do not feel like I have had good work ethic here. And then it started making me think about like the white dress and all that, because actually one of my like proudest moments was on a mission trip. We were paired with a different church group, and one of the leaders was like he kept making comments to me about how he was really surprised and impressed by my work ethic, and if I ever wanted a job, it was like, this was when I was like 16, I think, and so he's like, if you ever want a job like in corporate America, like, you let me know, I got you, like, you've proven that you have really good work ethic and I trust you. And I was like, ew. And now I'm like thinking about going into accounting. I don't even know who that guy was. He didn't actually give me any information anyway, but like, I know that I can. Dang it, someone came in. Hang on. Okay, I think we're safe. I know that like I am a hard worker, but I think that I've realized here, and it like ties back to the white dress, of like, I think my work ethic and dedication and effort is heavily reliant on the leadership surrounding me. For example, on the mission trip, like, there was a lot of really good leadership that was like giving good directions and helping. It made me want to like do good work. Then at the white dress, I was a really hard worker for a very long time until I wasn't, and I think it was because I realized that it didn't matter if I did good work or not, because no one was gonna actually say anything, and I wasn't getting help or good clear communication and direction and things like that. That really affected how well I worked, because then I stopped caring. And then here, I feel like just right off the bat, the fact that like I was just kind of thrown to the wolves being McKenna, I guess. She literally stayed here for a week by herself, so like they obviously taught her how to do like everything that needed to get done before they left so that she could run the place by herself. So like she knows a lot, and I was given no information whatsoever. Just obviously the very poor communication style that is in existence here. I feel like normally, like, I would want to be helpful. I would want to be like, yeah, what do you need? Like, let's get it done. I wouldn't want to be trying to hide from them. I want that, because I feel like everyone here thinks that I'm like lazy, which like, I feel like the last few days I have been lazy, but I also have been fighting for my life. Like, I can't breathe. But yeah, I'm like, I don't like that I'm not doing my best work here, and that I'm not being a good, strong worker. But I also feel like it's like, even though I can like recognize and acknowledge that, it's hard for me to just be like, we're gonna do it anyway, because I still don't know what I'm doing. It's hard for me to take initiative if I don't know what needs to be done. When I ask, I don't get like full instructions. I could be leading a lot better. Yes, at the very least, I've learned about myself. How well I work is pretty much dependent on who I'm surrounded by. The leadership specifically I'm surrounded by, I don't think is very groundbreaking, but I do feel like now I know that about myself, of like, yes, I can be a really good worker, but I also can be a really mid worker, and it all just kind of depends, which I guess is also something maybe to work towards in myself. Well, here's the thing, is I was for so long giving it my all at the white dress and getting no support, and I think that's kind of what happened, is I got burned out, because I washed my hair in hopes that I would clear out my sinuses, and it worked for like maybe an hour. And now it's all coming back. So, not ideal. But today, literally just helped prune a tomato plant in the greenhouse, and that was like literally all the work I did. Because then we came inside and I recorded a little bit, and then we had lunch, and then went for a walk around the property so that Amundi could see everything, and then came back and literally just edited pretty much until dinner, had dinner, and then came inside, journaled, and showered, and I just did my reading. I officially started the last book of the 4 books that I brought with me, so we are on track. I was literally filling out the application to a stay in Ohio, and then as I was doing that, Ashley messaged me asking if I could dog sit for her, and it was like right in the dates that I was about to apply for, and I'm like, if I'm already gonna be in Michigan for longer than originally intended, I might as well get some money out of it, especially since I'm no longer gonna be dog sitting in June. So now, let's see if I can figure it all out. So I come back on the 1st. Now I'm basically here like the whole month of May, except for now I'm debating. I think I'm probably gonna end up going to Florida for my father's birthday. But I think I'm just gonna tell him that my plans changed, and then if he offers to buy the plane ticket, then I'll go, because I'm not buying my own plane ticket to go. As much as I don't really want to, because I literally, like, I'm not gonna have anyone to hang out with, because it's either gonna be Zarya and Isabella, who I can't really like talk to, or a bunch of old people that I don't want to talk to. But I feel like it'll be more exciting than just sitting at home unemployed with no plans. There's a good chance I'll probably end up in Florida. I don't know when that would be. Probably for like a week, I imagine. But now I'm dog sitting for Ashley the 23rd to the 28th. After that was set, I applied to a different stay. Just now got approved and confirmed it. So now I'm going to this stay that's in Ohio from the 29th to June 4th, and then I'm dog sitting for the alien dogs the 5th, 6th, and 7th. So now I'm looking to apply to another one starting like the 8th and probably do another week-long thing. I messaged Samantha, who's like the general manager at Blake's. She never responded to me, but I think I'm gonna message Kenzie, who was like my like direct manager, and just be like, hey, like, should I expect to come back to work, or like should I move on? One of the things that I said to Samantha, they're doing a summer camp, and there's 3 different sessions, and the first session is like that 2nd or 3rd week of June, and I was like, I'm gonna be around and poor if you want help with that. And she didn't respond, so I don't know. I kind of need to figure out when, if they would want me in the summer, and when they would want me, because then that will determine how many I do. Also need to figure out when Sierra's birthday party is gonna be, because that also changes potentially. This is one, and I have a second one set up, and my goal is to at least get, at the very least 3, preferably 4 done by like the end of summer, because August it gets crazy, and then basically I'm booked through like most of November, and so then I can just do like 1 or 2 in like the end of November, December, and hopefully get to my 5 positive reviews, and hopefully then get a free membership. I'm thinking, because if I'm running the marathon in New Orleans, there's a hostel in New Orleans. Well, there's multiple, but there's one that was a hostel that was a required 4-week stay. What if I go there for the month, basically the whole month of February? Because one on my bucket list is to go to Mardi Gras, and I would be there for Mardi Gras. But then also it gives me acclimated to the climate, and I'll be like having to run, but I'd be running like where the race is. So like stay for the month up until like a day or two before the race, and then just get a hotel or Airbnb or whatever with whoever wants to come be a part of that. But if I did that, my membership expires in the middle of February, so I don't know if it would count towards it, because I don't know how that would work. But moral of the story, I'm trying to get to 5 positive reviews before that, in case it doesn't count. Wow, I've been yapping. This is gonna be a long video. I have more things to yap about too on my list. One of the things, I feel like it's already been so long that I'm forgetting the right words, but when we were going over the board and we were all picking our words, Gaia picked the word confident, and then her explanation of it I really loved, and I wish I would have written it down like immediately, because even now I feel like I don't remember how she put it, and I feel like I'm not gonna do it justice. She basically was saying how she is trying in her life to work towards being more confident, but not an egotistical confidence. And so she said like being confident because I realize like I'm great because everyone's great, and not I'm great because everyone is bad or everyone else is worse than me. And like being confident in yourself because everyone is good, rather than being confident in yourself because you feel that you're better than everyone else. I feel like she said it better anyway, but I really liked that, because I feel like I'm very insecure, and I do find myself comparing myself all the time, and like I do feel guilty because there is like a part of me that is like, I feel good about myself when I think that other people are less than. I don't know if I should give an example, because it really is not great, but I guess everything's out in the open anyway. But like at work, for example, I'm very self-conscious, but what made me feel really like good about myself would be when like Annie would post a video and everyone would be like, ew, she looks old, she looks really stiff, like she does not make me want to come buy a dress. Like when people would like put her down, and the thing is like it was things that I was thinking anyway, but when other people would say it to me, it like really made me feel good, and that's terrible. Like yeah, she sucks and like really bullied me and like really impacted my mental health in a very negative way, and just my experience at work in a negative way, but like that doesn't, still not nice. Both things can be true. Like that's just a very direct example, but like that is normally it's like I don't feel confident if everyone else is confident. It's normally like if other people are being put down and it's like to my benefit, that's when I feel confident, which I don't like. And so I really liked her saying that her goal is to work towards being great because everyone is great, and it's not a competition. There doesn't need to be comparison. We can all be great. This person's greatness doesn't take away from your own greatness, and if anything, you can build each other up because you're both happy and good and confident. Anyway, so I like that. I also have on my list AI. I find it so fascinating how much these people use AI for how much they seem to care about the environment. I can't tell if that was Duncan just moving or if they came out. So I'm gonna whisper because anyway, it's so interesting to me because like I feel so guilty because I asked ChatGPT. I gave a picture of my bug bites and was like, what is this? And I was like, Rhiannon, you're killing the planet asking a stupid question like that. But I needed to know. And for the record, it did say bed bugs. Like, very confidently, bed bugs. Anyway, but yeah, I'm like, that's just so interesting to me. Like, how they lived their life so conscious of the world and all beings, focusing on the wellness of all beings. And then they are using AI. And she's like really proud of the fact that their logo was made using AI. And it's not even a good logo. Okay, it's not a bad logo, but like it looks not right. That it's like a sun, and then it's the words Resonate Sunshine in front of it, but they're like not centered, and then it's on a diagonal, but it's like a really harsh diagonal rather than like a subtle thing. So it almost looks like someone accidentally like moved it too much and then forgot to like fix it. I don't know. I'm like, it's like so close to being like good, but like it's not. But she's like, yeah, I made it using AI. And I'm just like, why are you, like, do you not know? Like, and they're like really proud and protective of their fresh spring water here. I think it was Merwin who was talking about on one of his rants, is that water is our biggest, gosh, what was his word? Like, not resource wasn't the word, but like it's our resource that we have to protect the most, because once we lose it, we lose everything basically. And it's just so fascinating to me that like that's the biggest problem with AI, is using up the fresh water. It's just interesting to me that they are so okay with using it so casually, because they also were talking about using it to map out their plans for the whole property, and asking it like what all they should put here and like where they should put things. And I'm like, it's just so interesting to me that I don't know if they don't realize it or if they don't care. It stresses me out how casually they talk about using AI for things that like you should not be using AI for, especially if you care this much about the earth and your fresh water resource. Anyway, that's something. The last thing I have written on here is bug bite, and I don't remember what I meant by that, because like obviously I have a lot of bug bites, so like I don't know what specifically that one was referring to.